Welcome back to Liberty Tree Gaming. We are still in Raborsh. In the last episode, we went on a quest for the Thunderstone to help out the blacksmith's wife from Grund. And that quest has so far taken us all the way up into... took us to Horshan, where we met with Tomlin, I believe the name was. And he had the Thunderstone originally, but it was stolen from him by Peter and Hensel. And they are from Raborsh. So we came here and found out that I believe it was Hensel was captured by a band of outlaws called led by Ramhead. And we went to his camp, killed everybody, freed Hensel, and met back up with Hensel in this town of Raborsh. And he said, unfortunately, he doesn't have the Thunderstone anymore. Neither did Ramhead. And he overheard that Ramhead had sold the Thunderstone to a a farmer's wife near Suchdol. I guess if I look at the journal, I could see all this. I don't have to remember it. Yeah, so Hensel told me Andrew had taken the Thunderstone from him and sold it to a woman named Mlada down near Suchdol. Nothing but to go there and see if we can find it. Now, Hensel also mentioned that there was a pond near, or he said, a pond below Raborsh where there's a small crag where Ramhead hid some of their spoils. This is a pondish, but it's actually more like a river, kind of. So Henry indicated that he had already looted it, but I don't remember doing that. So I'm going to keep an eye out for that as we go. We'll see if that's anything that we need to go and find. Hopefully we can find some treasure along the way. But right now it's nighttime and I am in Raborsh and I do not have any place to sleep. So I'm going to try to find a place where I can rest for the night. If not, then we're just going to continue walking. Don't like to camp or sleep at camps by the road, but that is an option. So we're going to head that way.
At your service, sir.
Now, I'd mentioned a couple episodes ago about wanting to, or thinking about making a mod to change the vulgar language. And I've started work on it. So, in fact, I want to change a setting real quick. So I generally keep those off, but this mod actually changes them where they're using different words, substitute words. But I don't like having the subtitles there anyway. So I'm going to just turn that off. From that. So this will hopefully save me a bit of time when doing the edits. What's my energies? Okay, good. All right, so we can just keep kind of rolling if we need to. Hopefully we can find a place to stay. Yeah, we'll see as I play today if the mod works, if I get any crashes, and if it does what we want it to do. This fella's still over here, searching for life, the meaning of life.
My respects.
Oh, that's Peter and Hensel. What are y'all doing here?
I'm still curious about your Thunderstone story.
Well, as you wish. It's not as if I'll ever forget it, anyway.
Interesting. All right, so...
Tell me the whole story from the beginning.
Well, it just pissed us off how Andrew was always extorting and bullying everyone. And not just us. The local lord who did nothing about it. And everybody in the village kept grumbling, but nobody took any action. I knew about Tomlin's stone, and I thought that with its help, we'd have the edge on them. That we'd help the people in the village. And make a bit of a name for ourselves around here. So when he refused to give it to us, I borrowed it from him. Well, I was thinking we'd give it back as soon as we'd sorted Andrew out. I'm serious. I swear.
And what about your expedition?
Well, first, We scouted the place on the sly, and then waited for some of his men to go out on patrol. We armed ourselves as best we could, and made our move. From the top of that rock there. We were almost there, but then Stislav stumbled or something, made a ruckus, and they spotted us. After that, everything happened so fast. I hollered and lunged at them. Peter was yelling something, so I thought he was behind me. All these shots were whizzing past as I charged at them, but nothing hit me. Well, then I got stuck in. They outnumbered us. In the end, I took a blow to the head. That was pretty much it for me.
And you were captured?
What happened after you were captured?
I was scared. Shitless. I thought they were going to kill me. One of them suggested just leaving me tied up in the woods or drowning me. But thankfully, Andrew disagreed. So they held me prisoner. I don't even know why.
So yeah, he said the S word and it was replaced with crap. So that's working in the in these little, I don't know, dialogue sessions, if you will. If only it were so easy to edit the actual audio.
And this Andrew and his soldiers, what were they doing here?
Andrew Ramed, they called him. He had this handsome hammer, shaped like a ram it was. And that's what they say he named himself after. Their orders were to keep watch out here. They had their own ideas of what that meant. They fleeced wayfarers, merchants, locals, wherever they could. No one was safe. They often grumbled that the army wasn't paying them properly. But if you ask me, they more than made up for it on the side. They even took someone's cow.
Well, they pickpocket it.
What are you going to do now?
Oh, I don't know. Same as before, I suppose. There's nothing to keep us here, but I can see Peter and me staying another summer. Perhaps longer. I mean, it's nice here, and the village is protected by a strong fortress. It's a good place, if you ask me. You never know. I might find myself a piece of land, or marry into some. Take care, and have a good night.
All right, well, interesting. They're just sitting out here. Makes you wonder what they're doing. Where's my pebbles? Are you gonna, like, ride okay this time? Or are you gonna keep giving me fits? So if we follow this road south, caravan. Oh, transport to Trotsky. Okay. So yeah, if we follow this south, we should go all the way till a T, and that'll take us into Suchdol. I don't normally do too much at night because, well, it's hard to see, and sleep is important in this game, so you kind of need to mind your energy levels. But my energy is full right now, so I guess I'll keep rolling, and I don't have a place to stay. Hopefully I won't come to regret it. I think if I get to Suchdol Castle, I can sleep there. I should have a bed there. This is where it's like, it's so hard to see. Dark. Why is coming this way?
This horse must have gone.
Random villager. yeah, just some info on the mod. It just changes the localization file for English only right now, and just does a pretty simple find and replace of all of the, or of a list of words. And that file, the one file is just the dialogues. It's not in-game menus or any other text. It's just the dialogue. Had over 5,000 lines of dialogue with only about, I don't know, 6 or 8 words. So that's a lot. Excuse me, that's a lot. That is a lot of vulgarities. Now, granted, you wouldn't wind up getting every one of those lines in a playthrough unless you did every possible thing, and you'd have to save scum to get different options. So, you know, you don't see or hear all of those lines every time you play, but you could run into them. And I've also located the audio files, so I can modify the audio itself. But that's 6,000 edits, and I would have to make fewer edits than that with the amount of this game that I have left to play. So I'm not sure that it's worth it to go through and edit every one of those, at least not for me, but not to mention that then we'd have to upload the, you know, several gigabyte audio file or package as part of the mod. So it may not be worth doing, but it may. And I may just edit some of the highly used lines that are repeated, like the lines that are said during combat. Because if we can edit those, then at least that would save me from having to redo that edit every time I get into a battle and somebody tells me to go F myself. You know, it's like, well, if I edit that file once, then I benefit from that every time. All right, do I still have a room in this place? Let's see. That scribe, he just walks around, walks into stuff. All right, inside here, up here. Right? Where are the stairs? There's the stairs. And wasn't this my room? No. It's pointing up, so I gotta go up again. Oh. I'm at the compass over there. Oh, this was my room. Okay. I think I already did this, but I'll flip through it again.
How come it's open? I closed that door.
Yeah, let's just get some sleep. Let's go to around here. See, this doesn't say stealing, so technically I could take this, but I don't think I really need it. So I'm not. Well, that's stealing. Guess I don't need the light anymore. Down? Maybe this one. made it. All right, Mutt.
Here you
You
go.
hungry?
Take it.
Have some hair meat.
You're always welcome here, good sir.
Well, thank you.
While we suffer, that's impossible. Not only is it possible, it's happening.
Now, where is a blacksmith? Because I got stuff to sell. There we go. Of course, he's not here. Sharpen up my sword. Well, there he is. Blacksmith. Blacksmith.
Good morning, lad.
Good morning to you too.
Show me your wares.
I don't have that already? Alright, I'll take it. I think I had already bought one of those. Anything else good here? No. So I can sell that and that. I've got a lot of stuff, don't I? That mace is better than what I have here. I'm gonna keep it. He only has 51. Oh. Oh, that's not good. Fine.
Word about the price.
Very well, then. I was glad to be of help to you, good sir.
I was glad to be of help to you, good sir. You sound like a robot. Okay, well. I guess I'm gonna equip this mace because it's better. Oh, it's two-handed, isn't it? Is it? No, it's not. And I'm gonna move some stuff to the horse because I'm heavy. That'll work for now. Skill teacher and a quest giver. Alright, I'll come back to that. We gotta find this lady. Get this Thunderstone.
Whoa!
This is another smith, isn't it?
I bought a lovely U-bow the other day for a great price.
What good's a bow to you, for God's sake? What a waste of money.
Didn't you hear that the king himself announced everyone should have a good bow?
Alright, sir. Do you have any money?
Bless you, sir.
Show me your wares.
He has a little bit. And no sketches I don't already have. Let's see about other stuff. It's better. Didn't I buy one of these? Oh, I bought the short one, and this one's a long one. For 900? It's what? How much better? So looking at the middle there, 182, 206, 143, 186, 212, 145. It's kind of better. All right, I'll take it. Check out that helmet. Looks like that's the only one that's better. All right, so what can I sell you? Went too far, didn't I? Get 288. He's got 312.
I'd like to do something about
Do what
that
I can.
price.
Very well.
In the first game,
Aye, you
the more you
convinced me
sold
with that
and
price.
traded with with a trader, they would
Come again.
eventually get more money because they were using what you sold them to buy more. Or, you know, they would, you sell them some armor, they would then sell it for higher, and then they have more money. It made sense. This one, it's like, they just seem to always keep the same amount. Alright, so there's somebody over there with a new quest.
My humble respects.
Hey, dice. Not right now.
This villain is guilty of using faulty scales and giving his customers less than they paid for. And when they demanded the right amount, he threatened and terrified them with his cleaver. And even though he knew the meat was rotten, he sold it anyway, making many honest people.
That's funny.
But his dwindling days are over. A long stretch in the pillory.
Alright, this lady, this lady should be in here. Are you? Oh. Can I enter your house?
Greetings, sir.
Hey, Mlada, we need to talk.
I heard you bought a Thunderstone from Andrew Ramhead. Is that so?
Well, it is. What's it to you?
Andrew Ramhead took it from Hensel from Rabors, who in turn stole it from Tomlin Brookhans down Horshan way.
And? I don't know those people. Even if it's true, I knew nothing about it. I bought the stone fair and square, and for good money. My husband's gravely ill and nothing's helping. The stone is to heal him.
And what ails your husband?
Peter went to lie down one afternoon and he hasn't budged since. He's not eating, and he's barely talking to anyone. What's worse, soon after he took ill, a Minerva owl perched on the roof one evening.
Okay, what the heck does that mean?
A Minerva owl? I assume that doesn't bode well, does it?
No, not at all. An owl on your roof means death is closing in. That's why I need the stone. If it weren't for the stone, I'm sure Peter would be gone by now.
Okay, well, let's help. See if we can help and get the stone.
So am I to understand that if your husband heals, you won't need the stone?
Well, a stone like this is a precious thing. It can still protect us from all manner of misfortune.
But you bought it to save your husband.
That may be, but I'll not be wanting to lose that stone.
How about this? I'll try to help your husband, and if I succeed, you'll gift me the stone.
Why would I do that? The stone is bound to help him.
What if the power of the stone brought me here to help your husband?
I hadn't thought
Very
of it
good.
like that.
Very good.
So, how about we make a deal?
All right, but only if you help him.
Of course. I'll take a look at him and see what I can do.
And please hurry. With that owl and everything, I'm quite sure the Reaper's nearby. You'll
Certainly
find
is.
Peter in his room.
All right. I'll take a look at him and see if there's anything I can do. It's usually a good idea to speak to others who are close to the sufferer. That may be able to explain a few things, especially if the patient himself isn't very communicative.
Aha. I see you really have done this before. I'm starting to believe that stone really did draw you here. So, ask around on the farm if you need to. We'll all be at your service.
Perfect. I'll get on with it. And I'd better check the whole room, just in case.
Do whatever it takes to help Peter.
All right, so this has spawned a whole new quest.
Can you think of something that might help me heal it? Anything?
I can't. I'm desperate myself. I've tried just about everything. Peter is just an ordinary cooper. We've lived here for years. We go to church. My husband doesn't travel outside the village often. This last time he had some business in Bechgau, near Golin, but he came back empty-handed. Breathless and confused. He was fumbling around here for a few days, not doing his job, just spending time in his workshop. Lord knows what he was doing in there. Then he went to bed, and since then, he's just been lying there. He doesn't eat. Not even the potions are helping. He doesn't sleep a wink at night. At least, I don't think he does. If I stopped sleeping too, our homestead would fall apart.
I'll ask him why he can't sleep. What's tormenting him?
Try that. He won't speak to me about anything. It's as if he was keeping secrets from me. Or maybe just protecting me from something. Take care.
Okay.
All sorts of medicines. I can ask Peter if they're helping him.
Oh, look. There's an Artemisia.
They're coming. They're close now.
Oh, are they? Now, clearly I could, like, sneak in here and grab the Thunderstone.
Peter is fasting. I should talk to him about it.
Austin. Everything in here to look at? Also poison the food. Anything else over here?
Farewell for now.
All right. See you later.
Okay. That's...
Oh, it's going to break. Better be over with. Damn it.
What about upstairs? Anything hiding up here? Nothing of use in there. Let's head back down. And let's talk to Peter. Sir, what are you trying to hide?
Peter, my name is Henry. I'm here to help you.
Another poor bloke that's to deal with me. As if Mlada didn't have enough on her plate already.
I'll try to figure out what's wrong with you.
Hmm?
Wow, okay.
I'll examine you. Just by eye. Pale skin. Dark circles under the eyes. A downcast expression on the face. I don't see any bruises. A few calluses and cuts on the hands. Nothing unusual for a craftsman after a hard day in the workshop.
I told you, I'm not in any pain. Just let me lie here.
Irritability. No foul odour. Bodily humours aren't leaking. And you aren't bleeding.
But I will when Sigismund's horde gets here.
Why would Sigismund attack Suchdol?
He does as he pleases. You have no idea how many villages he's plundered already.
I reckon attacking a village protected by a fortress is the last thing Sigismund would want to do now.
The fortress is what's bothering him. That's why he'll destroy it. And us with it.
I don't know about that.
Sounds like he's a bit depressed. So, examine by touch.
Don't be alarmed. I need to take a closer look. Let's see. No swelling. No cancer on the skin. Does this hurt?
Nothing hurts.
Your palms are cold. Your muscles are tense. And your heart's pounding so hard you could hear it all the way to Prague. You seem like you're ready to fight. Or flee.
They're getting close now.
Who is?
The soldiers. Sigismund's men.
Well, physically, you seem fine, Peter. It's strange.
I'm a weakling. A weakling.
Anxiety. Don't know what that icon is. I can't make it out. Oh, it's a it's a drinking. Okay. Guy's pouring a cup of mead down his face. All right, let's ask about the medicines.
I see you have a lot of herbs here.
Mlada brought them.
I see a lot of mugwort here. The local deer won't be happy that Mlada took their favourite herb. Have you got worms in your stomach, too?
Mugwort helps me sleep. And forget everything that's been happening around here lately. Especially when I wash it down with wine.
You ought to be careful with mugwort. It can help in small doses. But if you use it for too long, it'll only make your problems worse. It can cause dizziness, cramps, even unconsciousness. Mixing it with wine will only speed it up.
So be it.
All right, well, let's ask about sleep.
What are your nights like? Mlada said you don't sleep much.
I just stare at the wall. I try to sleep during the day, but it's not much better.
Well, it's certainly no fever or pain that's ailing you. I assume it's dark thoughts that keep you up at night.
I can't fall asleep. Because of all the noblemen who keep coming to Lord Pisek's fortress, I'm always hearing hoofbeats. And they startle me.
So Lord Pisek likes to host nobles at his fortress? What's so unusual about that?
And what do you think they're doing here, eh? Preparing for war. That's what.
If Lord Pisek was about to go to war, he'd be gathering a lot more men here than a couple of nobles.
Folk ought to be scared to leave the village. Mezoles is gone. And when I saw Opatovitz, Suchdol is next. I'm sure of it.
All right, what about eat and drink?
How's your appetite lately? I see you haven't touched the food, but the wine, on the other hand...
I'm hungry. Aye. But I've got no appetite. My stomach is clenching. I can hardly get a bite in before I start heaving. Wine at least helps me fall asleep and forget all the grief I'm giving Mlada.
Fasting only causes an imbalance of humours in your body and leads to other problems. And as far as alcohol goes, there's nothing wrong with drinking a little to deal with the pain. But once it becomes a habit, you'll soon find yourself on the road to hell.
I'd rather die drunk than sober. I suppose they'll hurt less when Sigismund's men come to burn down our village, just like they did in Opatovitz.
I understand. But as I said, starving yourself will only cause the elements in your body to clash.
All right. Let's summarize. Sure.
What am I going to do with you, Peter?
I mean, that does seem like the right answer. He's depressed. So yeah, take 2 Prozacs and call me in a month.
Your body is healthy, but your soul isn't. A deep melancholy has taken hold of you. Sigismund's army is the cause. A lot of ordinary folk are frightened and anxious because of the soldiers. But you're completely petrified.
You don't have to remind me.
What am I going to do with you? The chamomile decoction will help calm your mind, and a bag of dried chamomile surely won't go to waste either. You'll also definitely need to adjust your diet. But I'll help you with that. And last but not least, some words of encouragement wouldn't be amiss. I'll get things ready and come back to you soon.
All right, let's look at the journal, because there may be extra stuff we didn't get out of the words there. Oh, go back. Primum Nil Nocere offered to try to help Peter, the husband of the farmer Mlada from Suchdol. I examined Peter closely and found that he was suffering from melancholy. The cause? The presence of Sigismund's army and the fear of death. His treatment is clear: a chamomile decoction to improve his sleep, and a bag of dried chamomile to soothe the mind. Peter needs to change his diet. I'll help him with that. I should also think of some words to give him hope. Naturally, I should not forget about a prayer. When I get everything ready and give it some thought, I'll go back to Peter. Okay.
I examined Peter. His body is fine, but he's plagued by a crippling restlessness of soul.
What are we going to do about it? How do you heal the soul? A cold compress? Prayer?
Prayer certainly won't hurt, but don't worry. There are several things that could help Peter. Making the chamomile decoction is important. It's made of wine, chamomile, and sage. You boil them briefly together and strain it. It's not hard, and even if you don't do it exactly right, it'll still help Peter.
Would you bring him some before I learn to brew it?
I'll get everything. Just keep at it and don't give up.
Very well, but hurry. I'm worried about what's going on in his head, and that he'll do something to himself the Lord can never forgive. See you later, my friend.
Alright, so it says to treat him. I mean, I have a chamomile decoction, right? Yes, I do. Should. Oh yeah, I got some good ones. 2 whole days, it'll sleep you 5 times. It'll heal you. Sleep will heal you 5 times faster, and you'll get more energy. So what do I need to do? Just go back here and treat him. Okay, let's save in case this goes horribly.
Peter, let's talk about how we can help you. I have some suggestions for treatment.
I'm listening.
Cast a spell. All right. Well, here's the decoction.
You should drink the chamomile decoction.
Give you one of those.
Great. Another potion.
You can drink it before bed, of course. That's what it's for. But let me give you a word of advice. As soon as you feel melancholia taking hold of you again, take a sip. Or even just smell it. That'll be enough to put your mind at ease. You'll see. And suddenly you'll realize it's not so hard to return to your work.
Well, I suppose there's no harm in trying.
All right, and here's some dried
I'd like
chamomile.
to give you some dried chamomile.
I'll give you 5 of them. Oh, I have to do the exact amount. So that leaves 1.
But you already gave me the decoction. How much chamomile do I have to stuff myself with?
Don't eat the dried chamomile. Put it under your pillow, or add it to your soap. Sometimes the most complicated things really are that simple.
Well, chamomile certainly smells better than that mugwort stuff. Thank you.
All right. Eating is good, but let's go with facing the fears, because if we can deal with the fears, he'll want to eat on his own, right? So let's try that one first. And we'll probably wind up doing all of these, I think.
Peter, I know you're worried about the army that's camped nearby.
Except for the spell.
That's why I'd like to tell you something. Being afraid is only natural. But tell me, why are you afraid? You worried about Mlada, the farm, Suchdol?
Aye.
Well, that doesn't make you a coward. It means you care about your loved ones. Take that fear and turn it into vigilance. With it, you'll always be one step ahead. I can see you're an observant person, sensitive to what's going on right now.
Observant? If only I knew what to do with it.
How about this? Take your valuables and bury them in a safe place. If the army attacks and burns down your cottage, you'll build a new one.
But they'll kill us. So what good will it do me?
Just listen. Have the others in the village do the same. If they have cattle, they should try to drive them off before the attack starts. If they don't manage in time, no matter. Cows have legs too. They can take care of themselves. Always keep a horse ready. And if the attack begins, ride with Mlada to the fortress.
But what about the others in the village?
Well, they've still got you. Peter, the watchful Cooper. You'll hardly be able to notice the soldiers approaching if you're stuck here in bed. But when you get back to work, you'll see what's going on. And remember, you and Mlada aren't alone in this.
When you say it like that, it doesn't seem so hopeless. I should take better care of our village.
Then Sigismund can burn all the houses to the ground, but he'll never break the spirit of Suchdol.
Good help here, therapist Henry. I do feel like when you're having anxiety like this, the best thing you can do is you take that anxious energy and turn it into action. And hopefully not into neuroticism. And you need to eat, sir.
You need to start eating again, even if you don't have an appetite. First, ask Mlada to get you some honey and add it to your gruel.
You think some honey is gonna save me?
It'll give you stamina without irritating your stomach, first of all. But you have to admit Mother Nature has it well thought out. Where bloodwort helps with bleeding and feverfew with fevers, honey coats your humours so that they can't get out of balance so easily. Any melancholia wanting to take hold of you would have to make its way through thick honey, so it could hardly get from your stomach to your head. Soon you'll be as busy as a bee again, and getting on swimmingly. Which brings me to my next piece of advice. Start eating fish more regularly. Some nice fatty ones, ideally. Fat in the belly will surely stop gloom from getting through. Same as with the honey.
I suppose that makes sense.
Get your omega fatty acids from the fish. Good advice. No, we're not going to cast a spell, but we will pray.
A bit of prayer won't hurt. Lord, have mercy on Peter here, and lift from him the weight of his affliction. For you have laid upon him this affliction to try him. And you see that Peter, O Lord, endures your trial patiently and without contradiction. Unless you, O Lord, relieve Peter of his illness, no physician in the world can. I beg of you, O Lord, heal his soul and let his body once again find its lost balance. Amen.
Amen.
Not a bad prayer.
Well then, I've done everything I can. Things will get better, Peter. You'll see. Anyway, I'll come back to see you in a few days. I examined Peter, found out what I could, and tried to cure him. I'll come back to see you in a few days. Until then, it's hard to say how things will turn out.
Thank you. I'll pray for you and for Peter's recovery.
Besides praying, don't forget about the chamomile decoctions.
I won't. Thank you very much, Henry. I hope things turn out all right. See you later, my friend.
All right. Well, I guess we have to wait a few days to see how that's going to turn out. So, in the meantime, we'll explore this town a little bit, see what's going on out here. But we'll do that next time. Until then, be good.